tick tock, Bitcoin, crypto. How much longer can we just grind against $95,000? The markets are on edge. Fear continues to rise in the macro, but then fear subsides in the macro. What's Donald Trump going to tweet today? I don't know. He doesn't even know. Dude just wakes up and just, it's like jazz, man. Just, there's no real, script to read from. He just makes it up as he go, blasts it out. Just, it's not about the beats that you hear. It's about the beats that you don't hear, okay? We got a lot to talk about today, guys. Big things happening in the crypto market. Looking at some charts, talking about ETFs. It's going to be a good time answering your questions second half of the stream. Duck for CoinCat. Sue, thank you very much, as always, for the great work keeping the chat nice and clean. Catherine, Juicy, Mad Mike, Crypto Ken. Guys, welcome, everybody. Super excited to see all of you guys here. Let's get it. So this meme, Boldly a Night, is classic. I'm buying Bitcoin. Oh, that's so sweet. I own 2.63% of this Bitcoin supply. Hello, Satoshi. That's a great meme. That's a classic. Bitcoin. Oh, starting to get paranoid, to be honest. I mean, not in a bad way. Just, it's like, what is going on? Really, since the 22nd of April, 8 days now, we're just grinding right here against $95,000. Two scenarios. I know it doesn't sound like a lot that, it's, it could go up or it could go down. But look, we had this similar situation here, grinding sideways for about a week and a half, broke out massively to the upside, grinding sideways for a week now. Massive upside breakout to like, 100K, something like that. That's what happens if we break to the upside. Flip side, volume is pretty low currently. We can really see that falling off quite a bit here. See the volume last few days. I mean, it's been decent, but not like crazy. Much higher volumes than that sort of the breakout, obviously, which is always the case. But if we fail to have a definitive candle break, and we have not, look at this orange line. We have not had a definitive candle break above this line, $95,000. If we have a definitive candle break and close above $95,000, that probably sets us off to the races. However, rejection here back down to like $89,000, for example, would not be crazy. Okay, just to watch the downside. Now, if we start losing a bunch of these EMAs, that's bad news bears, man. I'm not going to like that at all. That could signal that this pump has not been the pump we expected. This was not the pump we're looking for. However, I think a nice bounce from the 20-day EMA would be a healthy, nice retest. I would like to see that. It'd be nice. It would just feel like, okay, we did that. It's good. We retested the thing. Now let's grind back up. It's fine. This sort of purgatory of the price ranging exactly sideways for days and days on end, that's some crazy shit, man. Cold Blood Show is saying decision time for Bitcoin and the S&P 500, maybe within the next 24 hours, either loses momentum. The loss of momentum results in a correction where we get a clear of this and makes significant breaks and new highs. Still favors upward expansion. No need to anticipate, just react based on what happens. There you go. Went to token 2049 this morning. Shout out to everybody who came to say hi. Super excited to meet everybody there. Always a good time going to these conferences. Guys, if you haven't been to one of these conferences before, you got to go. They're such a good time. There's conferences all over. We don't have to fly to Dubai to go to a conference, right? They happen all over the place. New York, the big Bitcoin conference in Vegas, Miami, all that kind of stuff. There's always a conference probably happening somewhere, at least a couple hour flight away from you, okay? But the Dubai one's pretty good. The Singapore one's pretty good too. Anyway, Arthur Hayes was talking, man, laying out the case for, gosh darn it, just buy everything is what he said. He says, buy everything. They are going to inject shit tons of money into the market. They have to. They have no other choice. Tend to agree with him. Not quantitative easing, but kind of quantitative easing. They'll do everything but quantitative easing to get money into the markets. $172, $172 a Bitcoin bought by Wall Street yesterday. Let's go. No, 172 million bought by Wall Street yesterday. Not bad. President Trump's executive director says there is a space race among countries to accumulate Bitcoin. We vote Bitcoin as digital gold. I wonder if Howard Lutnick is already buying Bitcoin. Interesting. You know, the smart thing to do would be to let Howard Lutnick do his thing, do some backwards, loophole-y stuff in the background to start just quietly accumulating Bitcoin, because they don't need to spend taxpayer money. They can do, dump the strategic cheese reserve or something like that in order to buy Bitcoin. There's a lot of things they can do. It's very interesting. Guys, if you're trading these cryptocurrency markets, you want a place that's going to meet you where you're at. Okay. You want to be able to sign up, have a good time, long the rips, short the dips, buy some fun altcoins, trade the majors, deep liquidity. BitUnix got you covered, guys. You get $10 for starting your account. That's just like a, hey, welcome to the exchange. Here's $10. Do your first trade on us. $400 in deposit bonus. You deposit $2K, you get $400 back, $500 trading bonus. This offer expires in just a few hours, about 12 hours left for this. So you want to hop on that link down below. By the way, BitUnix is available to everyone, everywhere. Okay, so it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you should be able to use BitUnix. Okay, no KYC, no VPN. Go check it out. Link down below in the description. So, Kabizi letter saying Pakistan says the military intelligence shows India plans to attack in 24 to 36 hours. Come on. Guys, can we just not do this? Yes, there's the dip if it happens. It's, can we have dips that don't involve people dying? That'd be fantastic. Just some tariff bullshit. Trump, I'm fine. Dips because Trump's tweeting out some bullshit about tariffs is fine. Countries, people can let's peace, baby, peace. Okay, let's just be chill about everything. No war. Okay. Anyway, if that happens, I would expect markets probably not to love that, and there probably comes your dip. China secretly creates a list of U.S.-made goods exempt from 125% tariffs. Apparently, it's not so secret because Watcher Guru's talking about it. Grant checking in from Perth. What up, man? How are the quokkas doing? Just wondered you if I have no CSP. No idea. I have not seen. There's been a lot of coins that have had some big pumps, like Alpaca Finance apparently getting delisted from Binance, but they pumped it like 1,000% or something like that. And anyway, there you go. So it's interesting, isn't it? Chicken Genius says both these on tariffs. Walmart, Home Depot, Target, Lowe's, they are all gonna go and meet with Trump. Like, yo, Trump, we're about to die here, dog. You gotta walk this back, man. You got to walk this back. We're gonna get some bad trouble here. If you look at the container situation, holy shit! Have you guys seen these maps yet of containers 2 months ago? Container ships coming into port in like LA and New York and stuff like that. Hundreds of ships offshore just chilling, and now it's like half a dozen ships. Like, oh man, that's highly problematic. Thing that stuff starts boiling down into the real economy in the next few months, even if they pull back completely now, still going to be some damage done. Now it's about minimizing damage done. I know JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon came out and said, well, the best case now is a recession. Shut up, Jamie. Shut up. We don't want to hear it, okay? We know there's problems in the economy. The interesting thing is, Arthur Hayes was talking about this morning at Token 2049, was that when the shit hits the fan, as always, what are they going to have to do? Intervene in markets. Are you not concerned that no tariff agreements have been made yet and there are a lot of deals to be done? Certainly be nice to see some deals coming through, right? That'd be great. Let's see how we go, to be honest. It's slightly concerning no deals have been done. I think we got another 65, 70 days, about 70 days for deals to be done for the tariff pause before it finishes. So there's definitely space for deals still to happen here, but it'd be nice to actually see some ink on paper. That would be great, wouldn't it? Japan seemed like it was going to be a done deal. They backed off a little bit. Canada's Mark Carney, he wants to go to war, and yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Definitely be nice to see some deals, though. Q1 2025 GDP growth expectations from Kalshi. U.S. GDP falling 0.4%. All signs point to the first quarter of U.S. GDP contraction. That's not fantastic, is it? No. Just in the UK will partner with the United States for cryptocurrency adoption. that's good, I guess. Lark, can you share your opinion on the 21 stock? Yeah. People buying the SPAC, you get 2.7 or 2.9% of the total stock, right? The other 97+% goes to, Tether and SoftBank and stuff like that. So if you are rushing out to buy the stock, and I thought initially, holy shit, I should buy that SPAC, man, let's go. Started looking into it a little more. I was like, I just hold off on that. Yeah, probably going to be an interesting stock when it actually officially launches and gets out of the SPAC stage and goes into the actual company stage and all that kind of stuff. But right now, I think that SPAC price got way pushed beyond where it probably should be. Guys, by the way, if you're not in Discord yet, go check it out. We're sharing all kinds of great stuff like this XRPTA and meme coin calls. We had a 10x meme coin call this week. So lots of stuff going on over there. Go check it out. Link down below in the description. All this news is just extending the bull run, says Nigel. Yes. Yes. Here's an interesting one from Eric Balkunis. Saw him on stage today, him and Jan Van Eck and a couple other guys. I was like, oh my gosh, nerd moment. Look at all these ETF nerds. Yes, let's nerd out on Bitcoin ETFs. Let's go. Anyway, Eric says, love to hear directly from Atkins, but good chances happening. Here's our latest odds of approval for all the different spot ETFs. So this is very interesting. So the first one here is a, let's go with the basket one. Let's do the Litecoin, Solana, XRP. These ones, very interesting. Litecoin, 90% approval chance. Solana, 90% approval chance. XRP, 85%. Dogecoin, 80%. Cardano, 75%. Polkadot, 75%. HBAR, 80%. Avalanche, 75%. So the most likely ETFs right now, Litecoin and Solana. XRP looking increasingly likely here as well. So let's have a look at some of these charts here, and then we'll hop into you guys' questions. XRP. Damn, that was a nice trade right there. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nice limit order set right here at 220, 221. That would have been a nice little bounce to catch off the 50-day EMA here. Of course, assuming it doesn't go any lower, if some of these geopolitical tensions, have the proverbial shit hit the fan, right? Anyway, nice bounce so far. Nice reaction on the 50-day EMA here for XRP. Had a beautiful move up the other day to 235. Really nice charts generally for XRP. It's been trading as a very strong asset. If we can maintain momentum, watch for this line right here. So trading off the 50-day at 220, price targets at 250, let's say, become pretty interesting, to be honest. We'll see how it goes. Again, a lot of it depends on how the macro plays out over the next few days, how stock markets react, if we get more tariff ratcheting up, if we get geopolitical breakout, all that kind of stuff. We're very reactive to all this stuff in crypto and altcoins especially. But hey, so far so good. Let's just put it that way. So far so good. XRP, if we can keep building strength here. And look at it. We had a nice breakout here to the 50. Retest right back down to the 20, breakout again, retest back down to the 20. So the 50 hasn't been holding as strong as the 20 has on this move up. Maybe now we can actually see some staying power and support power for the 50-day EMA here. So we'll see how it plays out. Litecoin came up, grinding against the 50-day EMA, hasn't taken it out yet. Still think this buy order in around sort of 80, maybe $82, something like that. It's a relatively logical position. It's only about 5% or so under the current price, 5-6%, which I mean, as you guys know, for cryptos, literally nothing. So we haven't actually had a 20-day EMA retest yet. We had one candle was kind of close, but my guess is we get that. We already seen the MACDs on a lot of coins starting to show this sort of slowdown in momentum. Doesn't mean we're going to get bearish crossovers on the dailies here necessarily, but wouldn't also be super surprising to see a bit more consolidation come into the market. It's either that or we break out. We need to break out soon or probably get some more cooling effect coming in over the next few days. Cardano, usually a pretty strong trading coin, isn't it? Beautiful move up here, right above the 200, but didn't quite hold it. Did come back down to retest the 50 though, okay? Retesting the 50 currently. So if you see a break above 71 cents, that's probably a good long opportunity. may not be the biggest long opportunity. Maybe you can get it up to like 82 cents or something like that if you get the right sort of risk move in the market. Alternatively, I wouldn't be surprised of a retest down here, maybe even a wick under the 20-day EMA yellow line of the chart here, maybe around like 66 cents, something like that. Wouldn't be too surprised to see that happen. Solana leads in daily active addresses, of course, because Solana is the new paradigm of everything and the best coin in the market, isn't it? Fantastic. Solana tops charts 4.3 million daily active users over the past 30 days. Damn, Solana, let's go. Solana chart, breakout, retest, move higher. Hasn't got back up to the 200-day yet at 162. I think it's still an interesting buy zones around $140. I would like to see a $140 chart price here for Solana. Buy right in here. That's probably a great spot for adding to spot bags or for going, nice low leverage along 2-3x, potentially targeting up to around 160 here. Could be an interesting move to catch. So that's not very far into the current price, by the way. 5%, nothing too crazy. There you go. Okay, now, I think we have one more chart actually. One final chart, SUI, and then we'll get into your questions, guys. So SUI is very interesting. We have SUI Base Camp starting tomorrow. Big conference, big announcements are expected. Rumor of Pokemon started here at 218, rode us all the way up to 380. Incredible pump. Right now, SUI's job is to get over this hump, okay? So you can see we have previous areas of price resistance back here and areas of support here. So it's becoming a relatively interesting area for what the price is doing. Price resistance back here in November as well. So pretty interesting area for the price to be stalling out a little bit at. Massively overbought here on the RSI, as you can see. MACD starting to show a little bit of loss momentum here. Not massively yet. Could this be the classic buy the rumor? Literal rumor of Pokemon partnership? Sell the news when the partnership gets announced, come back down to like 280, something like that, which is, that's going to be crazy, Lark. That's not going to happen. That's only a 20% move down, which for crypto is really nothing. And look, if the broader market just pumps like crazy, okay, SUI's probably going to move to some extent along with that. But a cool down after a move like this, a retest back down here at the 200-day, would not be surprising. It would just be a higher low, which would be fine. Okay, just to be clear, not hating on SUI. We're just talking about, I like SUI. Big fan of what those guys are doing over there. We're just talking about the simple reality. Huge pump up on a rumor. It's literally called buy the rumor, sell the news for a reason, guys. Now, maybe the news is more impactful than anyone even thinks, or the news gets a nice little final pump before a short opportunity opens up to short this back down from approximately current levels to around 280 here. Or maybe you don't want to short. Maybe you just want to wait for a better situation for a long to open up, which could be down here around either 280 at the 200-day or maybe around 290 at the 20-day. The 200-day retest, purple line on the chart here is probably a little more powerful to my opinion. Okay, so you know what time it is, guys. Red light hat time. Let's go. Let's go bald as slowly as possible. It's classic today. San Pellegrino, hydrate, guys. Actually, I feel like I need more water. Mouth's a bit dry. It's very hot out today. Upper 30s, lower 40s has kind of been the temperatures here last few days in Dubai, which is fine. The evenings are especially nice, but if you're got to do something during the day, you got to hydrate. With me, it's spicy in and spicier out. Oh my gosh. Having that conversation with Jesse last night. Why we don't do the super crazy hot sauces anymore, man. Still like to challenge myself once in a while, to be honest. But yeah, just like a nice Frank's Red Hot. Shout out to New Zealand's Kai Tai Fire. Great hot sauce. Spicy, like Frank's Red Hot, but a bit spicier, a bit more flavor. Good shit. Like that. We start getting some of these like Carolina Reaper sauces, and I've had a few good ones. There's some that actually have some like really beautiful flavor. You have it like, oh man, that's like good, but also like, my tongue's on fire. Anyway. No offense, Lark. I know. It's been the same all week. I know we've been grinding sideways all week, man. One of these days is going to change. That day is not today. Not today, unfortunately, but one of these days it'll change. But yeah, it's just been grinding, hasn't it? Pretty crazy to look at the charts. Pretty crazy. I think that we basically did this a few weeks ago, where we ground sideways for 10, 12 days and then had massive breakout. Now we're grinding sideways again. It's $95,000, and it's either going to be a mega pump up or a decent correction down, right? As soon as we go down 5%, bears are going to come out saying it's going back to zero, everything's over, blah, 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 blah. And we'll see. As long as we maintain the key moving averages, I think everything's going to be okay. If we start losing the key moving averages, that becomes more problematic. Hi, Lark from Ireland. Thoughts on Dogecoin? Are we looking at $1? I mean, let's first and foremost, let's open up that Dogecoin chart. Have a look. Dogecoin to $1, yes. The question is your time frame, right? If you're looking for a short-term trade on Doge, is it going to pump up to $1 in the short term? No, it's not. That's something we need to just disabuse our brains of here. Okay. However, Doge chart's looking decent. Okay, just to point this out. Let me put it quite like that. Nice touch, 1, 2, breakout here, breakout of the 20-day EMA. So it's a decent downtrend breakout happening here right now. Looking like a lot of coins, broke out. You can see here, breakout here, rejected essentially at the 50-day EMA, came back down to retest the 20. Doge hasn't been playing as strong as some of the other coins like Solana or Fartcoin or Sui, for example. Still a decent coin worth keeping an eye on, in my opinion. I don't trade Doge very much. It's worth keeping an eye on, though. And yeah, to get to your $1 target only requires a 5x, which for Dogecoin, it's not that crazy. Doge tends to have pretty explosive moves, as you can see here back in October. Price went from, around the sort of time of the election here, which I never worth for it. I moved quite a bit, but okay, pre-election, let's say up 300% move, 320% move. So Doge tends to do these sort of things, right? However, if you're waiting for $1, you might be waiting a while, okay? More likely targets in the short term anyway, or at least a retake of the 200-day EMA. So here around 21 cents. You get over 21 cents, that's the bull bear line. When assets trade under the 200-day EMAs, that is inherently bearish. Okay, it means they're in a bearish zone and they're trading bearishly, and it's breakouts need to be taken with a grain of salt, all that kind of stuff. Get above the 200-day EMA, it's okay. Now we're looking for good retest longs and stuff like that, etc. We're still in that sort of difficult zone here for Doge. We need if we do see a breakout beyond the 50-day here at 17, let's say call it 18 cents, a long up to 21 cents, 22 cents. It's probably a decent trade to look for if momentum can hold up more broadly in the markets. But it's also, if we do get a dump based on geopolitical tensions, it goes down a bit more from here, which is not fantastic. You can kind of see it already broke. It didn't really actually build a very strong sort of uptrend structure initially. Lost it here, retested it, kind of a bearish retest right there. Maybe we can look at that as sort of potentially a new trend forming up. If we bounce here off the 20-day, then that gives us 1-2 points of contact on a potential uptrend line here. But it's working to establish structure, but the structure is not looking super fantastic so far. Let's kind of think of it like that. Okay. Lark, do you ever use dollar cost average? I mean, yeah, I basically dollar cost average for Bitcoin. Some other assets, a lot of the altcoins depends on what the altcoin is, like Aptos of a dollar cost averaging into, for example. Sometimes I just smash a position, and if I think it looks halfway decent on the chart, then I can enter a position in that situation. But something like Bitcoin, yeah, just dollar cost averaging. Did you ever get into degen trading in the past? I mean, to an extent, yes and no. My trading, like leverage trading, for example, I use like 2-3x leverage most of the time. I'm not into like 10, 20, 50x leverage. Once in a blue moon, sure. I think I put in like a 50x Dogecoin long with like $1,000 back in the day, like 2021 or whatever I was pumping, made like, I don't know, $10,000 in a few minutes or whatever. That's great. Take that money and walk away. Should we feel sorry for the normies who you sell to? It's an interesting conversation to have, Scott. I was having this with my Russian tutor a while back. Shout out, Sergey, by the way. I was having a conversation with my Russian tutor. His wife was kind of having the same conversation with him. We were talking about it. And it's, look, markets are the way markets are. Okay. The sort of more pessimistic view is that if you sell, it means someone has to lose. And it's not necessarily the case. Okay. It's not necessarily the case. You don't know what people are doing, what their time frames are. Look at the market as just a place where you buy and sell things, and what the intentions of the person buying from you or selling to you are generally shouldn't really be too much of a concern for you. Let's say you sell your Solana at $1,000, just an example. Okay, you're getting a great deal because you bought low and you're selling high. Now the person who's buying it from you, they're buying it for one reason or another. Maybe there's FOMO and they're going to lose all their money. That's not your problem. That's not your problem. Maybe, Scott, you sold too early. They buy it from you for $1,000 and they sell for $2,000. And then the person who buys from them has to worry about it. Maybe these guys have a 10-year time frame and they're just dollar cost averaging in. You're selling your Solana to them at $1,000, but this is just their weekly DCA, and they've been doing that for 2 years, and they're just going to buy another Solana today because that's what they do. And then they're going to put it in staking and hold it for 10 years and stake it for 10 years. And they don't really care what price they buy at. So the sort of moral quandaries around, well, you sell to a person and what's going to happen to them, you don't know. It's not worth worrying about. Some people are going to buy and make money off the things you sell to them. Some people have different time frames, and some people are going to buy and lose money. But that's always going to happen. Might as well be you selling it to them. At least you made money. At least someone made money. And you never know. You never know. I mean, life, fate, it's all weird and crazy anyway, man. You know what? Maybe by that dude buying your Solana at $1,000 and selling it for a 90% loss a year later, you never know. He might have gone out and spent all that money on crack, man. You saved a crackhead. Think about it. Anyway. I've been in the crypto market for a few years, but only serious about it for the past few months. I promise I'm okay. Bailey, keep at it, man. Keep going, lock in. Crypto market's a beautiful place, a cruel place sometimes, but if you stay locked in, you stay engaged, dollar cost average over time, you keep learning, you keep upgrading your skills, you airdrop farm, you find hot meme coins, all that stuff, you're going to make money, you're going to do fine. Put in the work, you can do it. There you go, guys. We're saving the drug addicts. Yes. This is the message, guys. Sell your Bitcoin and save a crackhead. BlackRock's new slogan. I was reading about that today. Yeah, KFC was Colonel Sanders, the guy on the logo, right? He sold KFC for $2.8 million, and a few years later, it sold for 100x that. See, you never know. He could probably, you suckers are buying my chicken restaurant for $2.8 million. And 5 years later, it's like, oh my God, they sold for $280 million. I'm an idiot. You never know. You never know. You know, if he'd gotten that $280 million, Colonel Sanders was blown it all in crack. I mean, look at that guy. Total crackhead. Anyway, continuing. UAE, I didn't see that news. UAE approved USDC use nationally. Let's effing go. Yes. How high do you think Fartcoin can go in this run? You know, I don't even know. It's captured such an incredible zeitgeist as an asset. And we haven't looked at the chart today. We always have to talk about Fartcoin because it's the best, isn't it? I think it's got a lot of potential to run up pretty high when the right risk-on attitude comes. Its mind share maintains very strong dominance. It's got great distribution, all that stuff. Surprisingly not listed on like Coinbase or Binance yet. So liquidity is still out there to come. And yeah, I mean, $10 is not off the cards for this, which doesn't sound that crazy. Potentially higher if we get really crazy risk on stuff. And if Bitcoin goes to 250K, Fartcoin higher than $10 per coin wouldn't be that crazy either. Rockanor, tell me you haven't watched the stream without telling me you haven't watched the stream. Literally just talked about Sui like 5 minutes ago. For like 5 minutes. Go check the chart. Go back and check in the history. Now a chicken burger's $280 million. Well, the way they got this inflation going, man. Shout out to Stockholm, Sweden. Frederick, what's up, man? Maybe you already talked about it. What's your opinion on Worldcoin in today's event at last? I have not heard about today's event. Worldcoin, you know, it's kind of crazy to think that Sam Altman launched a freaking cryptocurrency, man. Got these orbs going and stuff. It's pretty crazy. I haven't looked at the charts recently. Let's have a peek. Charts looking pretty interesting, actually. Let's have a little peek here. This Worldcoin here, solid, strong breakout. Look at that. Boom. Nice move. Almost 100% move here off that 20-day EMA retest. We've got a bullish crossover happening here on the 20 and 50. However, word of warning here, that strong move up did see us put in an overbought reading here on Worldcoin. Now, let's go back and have a look at a few of the previous overbought readings and kind of what then happened thereafter. Overbought reading here. Small correction followed by a second top, big bearish divergence essentially here, resulting in an epic crash. But that came along with the rest of the market. It wasn't really Worldcoin specific, let's say. You can see here, overbought reading. Price got up to 218, crashed down to $1.50 within just a few days. Pretty brutal. The most overbought area here, price at 740. That's nuts. Price got a bit higher a few weeks later at $11, but a huge, fat, gross ass bearish divergence leading to the price basically dropping from $11 down to $1.30. That's crazy, dog. March to September, just nonstop downward trend after that huge bearish divergence. Finally, of course, putting in an oversold reading here. So I don't know what the event was about. Maybe they announced something really big. This could have been a classic buy the rumor, sell the news. Everybody's got anticipated on that event coming. Don't know. But chart right now looking like it's due for a bit of a correction. We could get a secondary pump where the price goes a bit higher. RSI doesn't quite go as high as this one. Classic bearish divergence. Price pushes lower from there potentially. That's just looking at the charts and thinking about what could happen here. So interesting. Those orbs, man, those orbs are crazy. Any good airdrops? Oh, there's a lot of them. Jesse's been sharing some killer stuff over in the Discord. Backpack exchange. Some people have been talking about lighter exchange. I haven't got on that one yet though. Backpack exchange. Momentum. I'm farming that one right now over on Sui. So that could be a pretty big one. A lot of Sui airdrops, actually. Sui's been having pretty good airdrops, haven't they? What else? Gosh, I have not. Yeah, I need to spend some more time airdrop farming. I just have not had the time to really screw around with it, man. Is Brett and Base coming back? Virtuals, AI agents. There's been like a mini bull run over there. Not even many people talking about. But there's been some things absolutely popping off over there. So that's been pretty cool to see. Bitcoin 150K by June. You are speaking my language. Yes. Yes. That's what we need. Love it. Do you like Axelar and Layer Zero? Both great tech. We're not going to look at the charts for either of those right now. But I think tech-wise, both very, very interesting. There's, you know, the CCIP technology from Chainlink is absolutely awesome. And they've got insane partnerships and stuff like that. But there's players like Axelar, Layer Zero, Wormhole guys, real world assets. There's some stuff cooking over there. Anyway, Axelar, Layer Zero, good tech. Probably going to keep enough attention. Be nice to see the tokens actually capture more value for users. I haven't paid super close attention. Maybe there's been some updates and they do capture more value now. Be nice to see. I think Wormhole's got some updates coming that are going to capture value for users. So that's going to actually probably be a game changer for them when they do that. Lark, you ever looked into XDC at all? Not really. You guys have asked about it a few times. I've seen the ticker, but yeah. But Lark, I thought you said airdrop farming is farming you. In many cases, it is, Lawrence. In many cases, it is. That's the tricky part with airdrop farming. A lot of airdrops basically screw you massively. Scroll's a great example, right? They get you to come in, promise of an airdrop. You spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars doing transactions on their chain, creating your digital footprint, testing out apps, all that kind of stuff. And they give you like $50 for an airdrop, whereas they made $1,000 off of you because they get a 90% cut on the transaction fees they charge you versus what they pay back to the Ethereum main chain. It's a grift, and they get to raise hundreds of millions of dollars at the same time from VCs. Look at the incredible traction we have with all these users and transactions and all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. A lot of airdrops, especially when airdrop meta was really hot, started getting very extractive. As always happens to any fucking meta, we just can't have nice things in this space. Oh, look, a couple airdrops did good. Oh, quick, let's create a whole bunch of grifts and screw everybody and scam them and take all their money. Oh, look, a few meme coins did well. Great, let's start launching fucking criminal cartel scamming bullshit. Oh, look, a few NFTs did good. Great, now let's launch 100 profile picture mints a day and they all race to zero. Happens every time. It'll always happen every time. This is the nature of these decentralized markets. It is what it is. But you'll notice that while we have accelerations of greed and scamming within the metas don't go away and they always come back. Airdrop farming, as an example, has made crazy amounts of money over time, primarily rewarding those who are curious. Now, I made 6 figures in airdrop, more than 6 figures in airdrops. Well, I mean, not just 100,000, more than $100,000 in airdrops last year. But some of the biggest airdrops I got weren't from actually intentionally trying to farm anything. There's the real alpha for you. The things I intentionally tried to farm, Starknet, Scroll, for example, gave me peanuts. The ones I didn't intentionally try to farm and just was sort of naturally engaging with stuff, Layer Zero, Wormhole, I don't know, a whole bunch of others. These were the ones that gave the biggest airdrops. There was one that I got, what the heck was it? Venus? Something like that. That was crazy, man. It was a 5-figure airdrop. Just, oh, hey, what's up? Oh, you used things on base a few times. Here's 5 figures of money. What? I try to explain this to regular people. Yeah, I just, test, I use different software on crypto sometimes. And sometimes I just get all kinds of free money put in my wallet. Doesn't make any sense. It's crazy. So the best thing to do in crypto generally is to be curious and try stuff out and use stuff, especially tokenless protocols, right? The ones that are constantly teasing a big airdrop, probably the ones that are going to give the smallest airdrop. The ones that are just kind of like, whatever, just come use our protocol and because it's good and whatever. Those tend to be the ones that do well. Keep your expectations low. You might farm 20 airdrops. 18 of them are going to be dog shit and they're going to give you pennies. 2 of them can give you 5 figures. Makes it all worth it. And you make a huge ROI on it. There was a guy on Twitter who was like the airdrop farmer dude, and he farmed like every airdrop he could possibly farm. He ended up making like $4 or $5 million last year farming airdrops. Most of the airdrops that he farmed, just like same as I farmed, total peanuts, man. Okay, but if you've dedicated your time to doing literally nothing but farming airdrops, like as your entire job, you could probably make $1 million a year in crypto. You could. You should probably just retire, man. Close the channel down, farm airdrops all the time. Now I like making videos too much. Addicted to the hustle, man. I love it. Anyway, airdrops make money. It's just that most don't. Most are farming you. But it's a great question. Pengu. Oh, yeah, Pengu. I forgot about Pengu. Forgot about Jupiter. Shit. Yeah. Huge airdrops. Loved it. Pengu, man. I was just like, oh, here's a few $1,000 for, I don't even remember what it was for. Just like, oh, I used Jupiter sometimes. And that's crazy, man. Yeah, just use stuff. Use stuff. Be active on chain. That's the thing. And go where attention generally isn't too crazy yet. Like Sui, we talk about it. We're crypto natives. We know about it a bit more. But like, we just had the Walrus airdrop. People made thousands of dollars. There's other airdrops upcoming, Momentum, and there's 6, 7, 8 tokenless protocols on Sui right now that are probably going to do airdrops. And if you go and interact with those protocols on the regular, you're probably going to get an airdrop. I know when you do an airdrop video, guys, we're going to do an airdrop video one of these days. It's on the list of things to do. Okay. Thoughts on Jupiter? Like Jupiter. I stake with them. I unstaked, restaked. We're still staking. I still think Jupiter's, especially with their buyback program, is probably an undervalued coin relatively. That's it. Guys, you're awesome. Thank you so much. As always, massively appreciate your time, appreciate your questions. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. And I'm going to see you back tomorrow for our next live stream. Peace out till then.